Hello and welcome to Thought for September the 12th. Our readings are 2 Kings chapter 18, Ezekiel chapter 8 and Luke chapter 4. And our thought is, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. We have read today of Jesus going into the synagogue at Nazareth and reading from the prophet Isaiah to the congregation, and then telling them that they were witnessing the fulfillment of the words he was quoting. The quotation was, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor." Good news means the gospel. But why the reference to the poor? Well, the Sadducees and other religious leaders were more interested in the rich, who could give them and the temple money. Jesus had much better priorities, and the poor heard him gladly. Then Isaiah had written, and Jesus quoted, to proclaim liberty to the captives. How was that fulfilled? Maybe they thought it was to free them from the Roman rule. But Jesus meant in applying these words to his forthcoming work, that they were captives to sin. His life would be a sacrificial offering to free them from that. Then he quoted, recovery of sight to the blind. And while he did cure the blind, the even greater work was to cure spiritual blindness. Have a read of 2 Peter chapter 1 verses 5 to 11. But Jesus, in quoting from Isaiah 61, stopped in the middle of verse 2. Why? The first half of that verse says, to proclaim the year or the time of the Lord's favour. And that was the message he brought, and still brings to us. The here and now was the time for both them and us to decide whether we accept the favour or grace that is held out to us. But soon it will be the time for the second half of the verse, the day of vengeance of our God. We can see why he stopped short and did not quote that, and it should remind you of our thoughts yesterday. As this world becomes more and more like the days of Noah, the time is getting closer for the door to be shut and the day of vengeance of our God to begin. On which side of the door will you be? Well, thank you for joining us for Thought for the Day, where together we can open up the pages of God's Word. That Word is a lamp to our feet and a guide and a light to our path.